When I moved out of my studio space in the Mirak Artist Lofts in Arlington, I combined my lot with ArtBud Rick Berry, who also had a studio there, and we jammed ourselves into a space about half as large as we had in a more kind of industrial thing. Um, as we enter from the outside, this is actually Rick's area, and we had a little more height than we did in Myrak, and we actually bought a bunch of metal shelving to put most of our storage high. These are charcoal and pastel drawings that Rick has been working on for about 3 years, and he stopped painting and started drawing in that period. Also, doing a bunch of interesting digital stuff in that time frame. So there you see that shelving system and Rick's painting storage up above. That curtain is hiding a bunch of my stuff, and essentially this large center space is Rick's stuff, which is probably at a kind of a height of fullness as he's just moved out of his house into a smaller place and is using this for interim storage in the meantime. It's actually pretty nice to have a whole bunch of Rick work going in here. It keeps the place looking good, and it's fun to see new things as I come in to do my chores. I do most of my painting in my home studio, which is in Boston. So this is probably a 25 or 30-minute commute, and I'm here once a week, sometimes for a day, and then head back to Boston to actually do the painting. But let's go check out the workshop at the back of this space, which came over from the Mirak building, and the workshop is kind of, I sort of feel like it's my right arm. When I lost my mom and I kept this shop in her basement in the suburbs, I could not give it up, even though it probably would make financial sense to have my framing done by a framer at this point. And framing is mostly what I do, but any other chores or repairs or carpentry chores, it's great to have the tools and the capability to do that. And here's that metal shelving system with storage up above. Pegboard with most of the tools. Currently the cabinet maker's bench is set up with 4 Larson Jewel framing clamps, which are so nice when you're framing. And then that's a whole bunch of cutoffs over there that could potentially be useful, recently organized. Up above, lumber and framing storage, which is lovely to have, all overhead. And that's about it. So, in the back, there's a 4x8 horizontal storage rack, which is great for masonite panels and other assorted stuff. Those are a bunch of old or pre-built frames. And let's head to my other chunk of the studio, which is up front. This is, enclosed so that if there's a bunch of sawdust being generated, it's not impacting Rick's space. And again, there's Rick's main cockpit from the artist's perspective, and a whole bunch of materials. Drafting table that he just brought in from his house. And then in the front space, so this was really designed as a kind of a warehouse space that's everything you've seen so far, and this would be front office for somebody answering the phones and booking appointments. But in the front office is where I keep my. This is kind of a social space that came over from the last studio. Bunch of paintings hanging on the wall. Still a mix of illustration stuff and new gallery nudes that you'll see. Flat file storage below that, both Rick and mine. There's See No Evil getting final framed up. And this is a blurry view of Elemental Firestarter. You'll see a sharper view of her later. Industrial size garbage, absolutely necessary. Windows to the outside, two very grudging windows. Winter Sash, also posted here on YouTube. And then a portrait of Dawn Masquerade kind of looking out beyond the speaker, and this is Q. And that's Audrey the Thinker. And these are book jackets over here. First two and the second two are action figures done for the art book, and that's a big stack of my art monographs waiting to go into slipcases. You can find those on eBay or contact me directly. And there's Elemental Firestarter. I think she's going off to Bowersock very shortly. Spending the summer in P-Town. And Hear Me Roar Study and Chrysalis, Brook Wrapped, and then Dawn in Second Offense. Thanks.